I'm now joined by Josh Fleming with Operation Bear Hug. How are you doing tonight?
I'm well. Thank you for having me on.
Hey, our pleasure. Thank you for joining us. Would you tell me about this event, Operation Bear Hug, what it's all about?
Certainly. 9 o'clock Sunday morning, April 23rd. That's this Sunday. Coming out to the IM fields by the trees. We're going to have some music. We're going to have some resources available, but mostly what we're going to do is we want to talk to the student body about suicide awareness and prevention. The Student Veteran Organization is putting this on with the help of ALVS, the Adult Learner and Veteran Services here on campus, and we're interested in starting the conversation with the student body.
And this is actually a 5K race, is that right?
Yes, it's a 5K obstacle race. I'm not going to go into all the details of the events because it needs to be a little bit of a surprise. But what we found in our military service, most of the veterans, is that you develop a sense of camaraderie when you do something together as a team, when you have to pick up a lot of heavy things and move them a long distance. So that develops a sense of camaraderie, a sense of purpose, and recognition that you can't do anything alone. You need a team to do it.
Where does this name Operation Bear Hug come from?
Henry Seen, our project manager, also a student here, came up with Operation Bear Hug. We are the Student Veteran Organization, so we come to everything from a veteran point of view, but we want to talk to the student body. And the bear does two things. The bear is the most fierce predator in North America, and it's also the thing that none of us went to sleep without while we were children. It's a teddy bear. And a bear hug goes in line with our motto of "You are not alone." It's the suicide awareness prevention thing is you shouldn't be able to kill yourself if you've got somebody hugging you.
This is obviously such an important thing to be talking about. Would you mind sharing with me how many suicides happen on college campuses every year?
The numbers vary. It's a lot across the United States, not just on college campuses. It was 44,000 last year, and that's 121 a day. The veteran population, the military population, is at 22 a day. But even if it's just one more, that's too many. We get to do whatever we can to help stop this, and what we're trying to do is create a sense of community and understanding. That's why it's a team event. So that your student organization comes out, you meet with other student organizations, and I'm the MC for the day. And there will be a lot of mandatory bear hugs.
Mandatory bear hugs.
Yes, everybody's going to have to bear hug everyone all the time.
All right, and I don't want to give away too many spoilers here, but this isn't just a race. You've got more than that. You've got obstacles and trivia.
We've got obstacles. We've got trivia. This is not designed to be a physically demanding course. It's designed to challenge the mind as well. There might be some cash prizes for the top 10 teams.
Ooh, whoa. Wow.
So we've gotten a lot of support and donations from not just members of the faculty here and the organization at CSU, but from community members. If you show up, it's free to everybody. It is also a family-free event. So my charge as MC is to keep everybody thinking about suicide awareness and prevention, and the obstacles will relay that message as well, but also to keep it lighthearted enough that we can all have a good time. I think we've even got a bouncy castle coming, so you can bring your kids.
Whoa. So each component of this race is illustrative of these different issues dealing with suicide awareness. How does that work?
So you need to identify a problem. You need to see what the tactical problem is that you are facing right now that's causing you to have suicidal ideation. And we need to find out a way to offload that weight. We need to find our friends and our companions and our family that can help us through the next event. We got to realize that we can't do anything alone, and that when you're faced with a decision that is potentially terminal, there are other options. There are ways out, and you need to listen to a voice. You need to find a clue. You gotta just stay involved. You got to keep talking to us.
So one of the goals of this race is to increase that awareness and help these students identify when they see someone else who might be having these tendencies, be in that kind of a place.
Yes.
What would you say to a student who has a family member or a friend, and now they're starting to notice these things and they think this person might actually be at risk, they might be in danger?
I'd ask that person that is witnessing it or is able to help the person in trouble to, one, prioritize their life. A chemistry exam is not more important than that person's life. Take the extra 4 or 5 minutes and talk to them. Don't be afraid to ask the question. That's where, from the military and the veteran point of view, we've got the lexicon. We've been talking about it for years, for 15, 20 years. It's mandatory annual training for the military to talk about risk behaviors and suicidal ideation thoughts. And we haven't figured it out yet. I mean, but we at least have the terminology. And that's what we want to do. We want to talk to people and say, hey, the word suicide is a bad word. It's got a very, very ugly stigma, and it deserves an ugly stigma. But the fact of it is, if I think you're in a bad place and I come up to you and say, hey, how are you doing? Are you thinking about killing yourself? I'm not putting that idea in your head. So that's a fallacy that we get to get over. If I say, do you have a plan to kill yourself? I just go from there. And if they say yes, like, okay. Is there a reason? Is there another reason? Come up with one reason to last through this day. At the same time, I need to be calling some buddies, getting some support and some official support out behind us to come in and help. But you don't leave them alone. You just sit with them and you talk to them.
And 4 to 5 minutes, that's all it takes to get this support
I don't want to go on record and saying 4 to 5 minutes is the key, but I'm saying that don't leave someone alone. Mm-hmm. That's our tagline for the Operation Bear Hug, is you are not alone.
Right, and just get that started.
Yes.
Get that conversation started.
Get the conversation started.
All right, and this is obviously such a serious subject, but also you're making it lighthearted with the 5K.
Trying to, that's the challenge, is to keep everybody that's attending and participating on focus, but also to, we don't want people to leave this feeling worse than when they came. The idea is that we can bring this to a point where we can have a conversation, we can all talk about it, and we can feel better about having more tools, having more resources, and being aware of the national and the state and the county and the local resources that are available. And you got to show up to Operation Bear Hug and pick up some of this information.
Well, Josh, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Folks, remember, you can attend this event, get a bear hug. It's free to attend. Of course, donations are accepted. But just get out there, get a team of your friends together, 5 folks, and do this. It seems like it's going to be a whole lot of fun. Of course, we've got a bouncy castle, so you can bring the kids too, and you can feel good about doing it. This is a great event. All right, well, that's it for news, but coming up, Sierra Symes has the full weather forecast.